Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm John. I collect cards. It is Saturday, February 3rd when I'm recording this. This is going to be my first SGC grading submission for 2024. My aim is to do one every month this year. Each sub is going to be 5 cards. The plan is to kind of stretch out the budget across the year rather than lump in a huge 10 to 15 card order 3 times a year. I'm going to try to do 5 cards each month. It also keeps the shipping costs down a little bit to $15 for the return shipping, as opposed to $25 once you get up to 6 and more. So that's what we're going to try this year. And what you see here are the 3 cards from my 1954 Topps Complete set that I'm going to send in for grading this time, and it is the coaching group. So players who played before 54, going stretching way back into the 30s and even the 20s. So pretty excited actually to get these graded. Even the coaches I want to get graded. And there are 3 of them, as you can see here. There are 22 Hall of Fame cards overall in the 250 card 1954 Topps set, and after these 3, I will be down to just 2. And I've never sent in more than 3 at a time, and so I'm keeping it to that. And I just thought to send the coaches in on this one. The last 2 that I'll send, aiming to send in March, will be Larry Doby and Tommy Lasorda. And then all of the Hall of Fame cards from that set I will have graded, which will be kind of a cool milestone. It's kind of a way to, kind of close the book, so to speak, on the 54 Topps set building experience. So without further ado, let's go into the 5 cards though that I'm going to send in. So you can see here we got Billy Herman, Earl Combs, and Heine Minouche, all Hall of Famers, and all 5 cards going in this month are Hall of Famers. I'll do one at a time to kind of show them off here, starting with Billy Herman. This is probably the nicest card of the 5 that is going in. It's card number 86 in the set. It's in pretty nice shape. Each of these coach cards I got for, I'm almost certain I got for $10 or less. I believe Herman may have been the priciest. Was probably around $8 to $10. I think I picked this one up with several 54 singles I bought at the Big Grand Rapids Card Shop Legends in Grand Rapids, Michigan. There were probably maybe 2 stops I made there. It's about an hour away from where I live. But there was probably 2 stops I made there in 2021 where I picked up maybe a half a dozen singles each time because they had a nice stock of them to go through. And I picked up this one there. I'm hoping this can get a 6. I think it even has a chance possibly for a better than 6. So we'll see. I mean, you can tell it's centered quite well, and the image quality is good. I'm holding it upside down here, but the back overall is pretty good. The slightest bit of edge wear there. So really hoping for at least a 6 on this one. So we'll see how that does. And then next one is Earl Combs, who played on those classic, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Murderers Row teams for the Yankees. He was a Phillies coach at this point in his career. This is the weakest of the 3 coach cards I'm sending in. My hope for this one is a 4. But I think it might have a chance for a little better than that. I think an outside chance for a 5 is definitely possible. I think a 4 or 4.5 maybe is more likely. You could tell from, if you look more on the bottom, the off-center, it is off-center left a little bit. But, with those white borders, or kind of colorless backgrounds, I should say, white backgrounds, it does hide the off-centering a little bit, which is kind of nice. Here's the back of this one. And overall, it's a pretty solid card. I got this one for really cheap. I bought this one literally for, I think it was like $3 and change. I bought this among several singles way back, maybe even in 2020, I think it was, when I decided I was going to start building it. And I think I bought 3 or 4 cards from an eBay buyer, and this was one of them. And I think literally this one was like $3.50 or something like that. And then the third one again is Heine Minouche. This guy was a big-time hitter. So Herman collected a lot of his best years were with the Cubs, and Earl Combs obviously was with the Yankees for possibly all of his career. I'm actually not sure if he played for the Yankees his whole career. I'm not certain of that. I should know that. I need to look it up after this. But Heine Manouche had some big seasons with the Tigers. What I find most interesting about him, look at his bio here. Led the AL with a 378 mark for the Tigers in 1926. And you know who their manager was in 26? I did look that up. None other than Ty Cobb was a player manager toward the end of his career, before his last couple of seasons with the Philadelphia A's. So I love that, like, a team managed by Cobb, and he did play still a little bit that season. Manouche won the batting title with Ty Cobb, like, as a player manager. I just think that's interesting, given, you know, Ty Cobb, arguably the best hitter of all time. Although Ted Williams gave him a run for his money. Anyway, this is a nice card. I'm hoping this one could be in, can maybe vie for a 6 as well. This one is a little off center left compared to Billy Herman, but the photo quality on this is really nice. Red background, really, really strong, I think. There's a little bit of a fisheye there right by his bill of his hat. That kind of stands out a little bit, but I don't know how much that would hurt. Nice card, I think, overall. It's a little bit of top, tiny bit of top edge wear there, but not too much. I think it's a strong card. All three of these are pretty strong, so looking forward to these grades coming in. Again, hoping for a 6, a 4, and a 6. And we'll see how they do. And then the other 2 cards that are going to go in for this, and then the, as you'll see, just, you know, given from the length of the video here, I'm putting the reveal on the same video here. So right after I show these last 2 cards, I'll be showing the reveal immediately afterward. I'm sending in a 1963 Topps Hank Aaron. This one is obviously very far off center right, but I think this is a pretty decent card overall, even with the off center aside. I'm hoping it can maybe still snag a 4. And, you know, did some looking at some past sales around the auction sites, and I have seen cards this off center in a 4. So I think that's going to be my hope on this one. Try to bring the corners a little up close so you can see, you know, obviously there's some touches on those bottom corners. But overall, I think the corners are pretty nice. The image is pretty good, quite good, I think, in terms of just, you know, paper loss, overall image quality, registration, whatever we want to call it. Maybe all of the above, so to speak. So hoping a 4 for Hammer and Hank. And then the last card that's going to go in is my 1969 second year rookie trophy Johnny Bench 69 Topps. I'm hoping this can also get a 4. Now this one is the opposite, way off center left, but it's a pretty nice card in its own right. Again, I think the image really is nice. The portrait, or that shot of him posing there, pretty good, quite good. A little bit of a fisheye in the name area there, a couple of them. So, you know, that's might factor in a little bit, but the corners are quite nice. I think it presents really well. I can't remember how much I paid for Aaron. I paid $30 for the bench. I remember that. I think I paid maybe $40 or $50 for the Aaron. Yeah, it was somewhere in that ballpark. It might have been $50 for the Aaron. And bench here, I paid $30 for. The other main issue with the off center is this, like, crimp right here on the edge. It's sort of, I mean, I call it a crimp. It's, you know, since it's right along the edge, it's, I don't know where the crimp ends, crease begins, kind of a thing. But so it does have that going against it. You could sort of get another angle there. But again, I think overall this is a pretty nice card, and for $30 I was like, yes, I will no doubt pick this one up, because Johnny Bench is an incredibly popular player in the hobby, as he should be. So I'm hoping for a 4 for both of these cards. And so here are the 5 that are going in, and we'll see how we do here. Hopefully it'll be a couple of weeks later only, by the time we see the second half of this video. So, all right, I just got the package today, February 28th, so about 25 days after I sent these cards out to SGC. 3.5 weeks, taking a little longer than used to, but that's okay. They're here, so let's crack open this box and see what we got. All right, I took the liberty of opening the box, so now we're just going to pull everything out, and I'll try to get to these grades as soon as we can. Make this piece of it brief, but hopefully enjoyable. I do know what the grades are, as is always the case with my reveals. I just can't keep it to a blind reveal. Just can't wait that long, even if it is just 2 days later. So I got these back today, like I said, on the 28th. I sent them out on either February 3rd or 4th, and they just got into post-grading processing on last Friday, which was the 4th? Something like that? 3rd, maybe? 23rd? So they just got back today, 2 days from when they got shipped on Monday, so which is great. We got the two 60s cards here on the bottom of the stack, which means we're going to do them first. So let's get right to it. First off, we've got Johnny Bench. Just keep those there. Our Johnny Bench 1969. I was hoping for a 4 on this one. Again, overall pretty nice card. You can see that crimp again, as I referred to in early in the first piece. Yeah, I got a little boo-boo on my finger. But let's see what they did. Let's see what they thought of this. Look at that. This card turned out to be a 5. This got me pretty excited. I was happy about this one. Super happy about this one. Again, I paid $30 for this. And for $15 to grade, I'm in for $45 plus just sales tax, actually, because I actually got this at an LCS, so I didn't pay any shipping for this. So really, I'm in for $45, and I'm going to show the VCP prices right now for an SGC 5. So pretty good result for Mr. Bench here. The corners again really sharp. It's just that centering piece, but yeah, wow, they must have really liked the corners on this and just the rest of it. So extremely happy with this result. Very, very pleased. Next up is the 1963. Let's put it there. We'll kind of get this centered, centered in focus. Although you can see this was a very centered back on this card. These 1963 Hank Aaron, really nicely centered back, actually, which I thought was only going to help it because the front, as you remember, was very off-center right. But let's see what they thought here. I was hoping for a 4. Got a 4.5. So my 60s cards did quite well. Really happy about this result as well. There's those bottom corners again, which you're almost always going to see a little bit of wear on them, and very passable here for them, I guess. 4.5. I was really happy about this grade too. Again, I got this for $50 at the same LCS I got the Bench. So really, I'm in for $65 plus sales tax, and I'll show the kind of the VCP range right now for the 4.5. So these two turned out great. Really happy about those. And now let's get to our 54 cards. We got 3 1954 Topps cards that I sent in. They're all three are the coaches who were in the Hall of Fame. There are a lot of coach and manager cards in 1954 Topps, and 3 of them are in the Hall, which is kind of neat. So first one we got here is Heine Manouche, full name Henry Emmett Manouche, from the Washington Senators that year. He was a great hitter in the AL, predominantly for the Tigers, also played for the St. Louis Browns. This was a pretty good card. I was hoping for a 6 from this card. Let's just turn it over and see what we got. Look at that. Right on the mark, a 6. Little off-center left, but still, the color on this card was really nice. Just the overall image quality in terms of like paper loss or registration was good. Just a really, really nice solid card. We'll move these two out of the way actually for now, and we'll kind of give the coaches their day up here. But really pleased with that one. And then next up we had 1954 Topps. Earl Combs, who was a coach on the Phillies at this time, but played his entire career. Yes, I eventually looked it up, and he did indeed play his entire career with the Yankees. So he was on multiple World Series winners. Was on that classic 1927 Murderers Row team, which of course extended a few more years beyond that. But anyway, I was hoping for a 4 on this one. This was the weakest of the 3 coach cards I sent in, but they were all pretty good. So, I was hoping for a 4 on this one. It was a little bit off-center. whoop, upside down. I got a 5 on this one, so super happy on this one. Really happy about this grade. So, and again, all these coach cards I got for $10 or less. Manouche I bought, I can't remember if I got him at a card shop or through eBay. Can't remember on that one, but probably like $6-7 for this one. This one, Combs I got in a small lot. I remember buying from the same seller, maybe 3 or 4 cards he had. That seller had like multiple singles, and I picked up like 3 or 4. This was one of them. I think I paid like $3 for this card. I remember it pretty well. For whatever reason, I remember getting, like, it was on a Saturday morning when I was just sort of patrolling in like 2021 or maybe even 2020 when I got this. And yeah, pretty happy with that result. So a 5 for Earl Combs. And the last card of the submission is Billy Herman, Brooklyn Dodgers coach at the time. A lot of his career was with the Cubs. Really good hitter in his own right. See if I can cover these two, keep it in center a little bit. Solid ball player, Hall of Famer, infielder. I was hoping for a 6 on this one. I thought this was actually the strongest card of the entire submission of all 5. And I was hoping for a 6 and got it. So I was actually hoping that, or thought it had a chance for a little bit better than a 6, to be honest with you. So I was, maybe quietly, I was hoping for even a 7. Maybe that was a bit of a stretch. But because of the centering's really good. But a 6, very, very happy with this 6. So there you have it, sports fans, sports card fans. A pretty nice overall 5-card submission here. Really happy about how these turned out. Here's the Aaron again, 4.5. Here's that bench again, and a 5 for a second-year rookie trophy card. Super happy with this result. So this was my first, let's see if I can get these back there kind of like this without wrecking things. Not really. But again, this is my first SGC sub of the year. I did a tag card modern submission to the tag company that does the AI grading. I did an all 10-card modern sub at the start of the year, which you could find that video if you're interested in. I don't plan on another modern card sub anytime soon. Maybe another one next year, maybe. But I don't really have cards to send for it. Maybe a couple, but I'm not going to bother with that at this time. But I do plan on sending out to SGC every month 5 cards each time this year. I want to kind of stretch it out across the year, so we have one of these videos every month. And with that, thanks again, everybody, for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.